Still below yesterday's high at 31.5, I believe. So a couple of resistance level. Still holding on to those gains. I'm not seeing a lot in the top 10 stocks that would verify this move up. We'll see what Fari has to say.
Hello.
Hello, I would have got it if I went with hello again. Fari, what's going
Hello.
on? Hello.
What happened to my guppies? What happened to my
Totally
guppies?
taking us. He goes with the hello 2 weeks in a row. I didn't think he'd go with it again. Hello, he
No,
goes.
last time was. Wait a second. No, last week was. I forgot what it was.
I
But
know
what
I
happened
got
to
you
my
wrong
guppies?
1 week with hello.
I'll tell you what.
Murray
I'll tell you.
wants his money back. Murray wants his money back.
I'll tell you what's wrong with the
Put all that money on
Cubbies.
the bets.
I'll tell you what's wrong with the Cubs. I looked
Yes,
at.
sir.
I've been out of town. I started watching one game, and
Right.
I looked at that lineup, and they just. I don't think they have one guy hitting over 300. They have a lot of guys stuck, and I know that's the National League. They play the small ball. But still, I saw a lot of guys hitting between like 2.25 and 270. I mean, you need bigger bats when you get into playoffs. Then you have the combination.
And also, they're very young, very little experience.
They are, exactly. Mike Harvey, I mean, one of the best pitchers in baseball. And also, the Mets got my favorite player, Jonas Cespedes. So, a little bit of star power here. But, good year for the Cubs. I hope that, Steve Bartman.
That's a great year they've had in the 80s I've been here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they have done the best they've had in the 80s. We just used to go there and just drink. That was it. That was a party. It was a party in the stands. Nobody watched the game. At least now people are watching the game.
Cubs have a bright future, bright future. So even if not this year, then next year. But that's what you say every year. So
Hope is spring eternal, right? Or what do we call it? Buy and hold was turned into buy and hope. One of those buy and hope strategy. So how you guys doing? We missed you, Joe, last week.
I know, we did, but we're back
Everything
here.
okay?
Yeah, everything's good. I was, I was in Israel. I told you about that. I was going over there. I had quite the eventful trip.
Geez, at this time, it was scary. I hope everything was okay.
You should tell
I
us.
hear all these horror pictures and stuff going on. Wow.
Yeah.
Give us a
Not
story there from Israel, Joel. Give Fari a story, and we want to hear a story from
I mean,
Israel.
I got some friends in Haifa. They were writing stuff to me. They were scared to death. Like,
Okay.
what's coming next?
I
don't
just
know.
only one thing. And on one of our tours, we went to a city that was a few miles from the Gaza Strip. And it was actually, it had a rocket hit 2 days before we were there. And we were in the Situation Room, and they told us if the sirens go off, we have 15 seconds to get to a shelter. So, yeah.
15 seconds.
Yeah. And you talk about
That's
a short...
brave move, young man. That's a brave move.
You talk about a short-term option, and that's what you're talking about. But
As a member, it's binary. It's binary.
Yeah.
Either they got you, or they don't.
yeah. All right, Fari. S&Ps, we've battled all the way back. We're trading in the 2,000 handle, well into the 2,000 handle, 2,030 and a quarter. I mean, we had, we got another $10. Remember, we had that big trading range back, in the summer months and even some of the spring. We had, that 235, 240 level. We're just kind of inching up there going into earnings season. What are the Sigma channels telling you today?
Well, let me tell you this. First of all, let me plug something. I've never plugged for anything, but this may be an alley with goes up right to your clientele and your lovely listeners. We launched a product called Proactive Market Trade Timing, mainly because yours truly is ranked 112 in the nation. 3 times before I've been ranked 111. This is my timer digest, but as of last Saturday, it came in as 112. I've been about 115 most of the summer, inching up. And we have 175 paid customers in the first 10 days. So I'll plug I'll plug it later. I'll give you guys a link if you're interested. It's $20 a month, nothing. Boom. But give your market timing. We update several times a week to tell you what we see. The reason I'm bringing that up, the last time we had updates. It's not like I comped you guys, but Joe and Dennis, you guys are comped.
Appreciate
and you see, first of all, it got so bad, Joe, we had to move it to Amazon Cloud. It hits our server goes so much. Because there are, Saturdays we do a bunch of charts. We used to do on Hunter Killer stuff. And now it's one place. And each chart is dated. So You see all the charts. You see the charts from last week or this week. Mind you, we're at issue number 116 now, this coming Saturday. So we've done over 2 years for free given away. So we know exactly what people want, what things haven't worked. That's why it's so popular. And about half of the people who have signed up are money managers, professional guys, who either know me from New York or from Chicago, what have you. Anyhow, we went long last night. Here's the issue. And that's what's wrong.
What did you go along? The market? Futures?
Yes. No.
Why?
We go off SPX. You don't go off. Here's the reason. If you look at the treasuries and you look at what happened in the last 7 to 10 trading days, you'll see what's happening with the unwind, the great unwind of short S&P long bonds. You don't want to do 10-year because then you don't have enough delta for the ticks to go up. Translate easier. You get more bang for being in the U.S. So a lot of people were long bonds and short S&P. Well, most of those guys are beginning to unwind. And you can see a little bit of pressure on the bonds and a huge push up on the. They have to buy it back for the. This is short coverage that's come up so hard. As we enter this phase now, we got Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. All the big guns are lined up for the mother of all earnings days for this quarter. I think you could continue to see some built up to continue. And I was long for most of this run up, but when I went to Naples house hunting, prematurely I was on two laptops. I don't have the screen here with me, so I didn't have the screen here with me. And so I in my opinion, now, prematurely, I went long. I was following the 2011 time-shifted analog, but as you guys have been the veterans of the market for so many years, knowing better than I do, analogs work until they don't. And then when they stop working, hello, light bulbs, okay? You got to go back, hands-on and say, okay, general quarters, something's off here. Let's take a look and see what is wrong. We've also been getting incredible readings on skew. It's designed to work from 100 to 150. We had 2 days in the last 5 trading days. They were over 151. We've never seen that before. We didn't have skews this high in the financial crisis. Back then, they were not disseminating a skew, but they can calculate it back, just like VIX was calculated back to what it was in '87, even though it wasn't available back then. But theoretically, you have the data. Skew has the data. You can calculate it. We did not hit 150. I don't think we went after 145, even in the financial crisis. Here, we have a crazy tail risk. At least some people are betting on it. And yet, slowly we're pulling up. And the more, it's order flow. And more we're getting, short coverage. Also, if you intraday you look at, you can see what kind of HFTs are running right now. These are parsing for volume. If there is somebody, as long as there's somebody on the other side, fill their order, they don't care what the numbers are. They're just purely mechanical. They're parsing the orders. They see somebody selling on that side, they're buying it. So in that realm, why am I doing string here, being short? So for next few days, I know we have some issues, but I think the one issue may have been resolved with Ryan, Representative Ryan from Wisconsin, being late to us for speaker. Because there's a lot of stuff I've been reading on a edgy intel world, the intelligence world, was that I think they were more worried about Washington than more about anything else, including Silicon Valley. If that starts calming down, and we got problems overseas and all that, guess what happens with problems overseas? It sucks up the money here. There's a run to a U.S. dollar, U.S. equity because of, especially stuff in China and Russia.
Fari, we're getting
as long as problems calm down a little bit in Washington, I think we're going to see this continue up, at least to get to a 200 day.
Going with what the systems say, we're listening to Fari Hamzei of Hamzei Analytics. We got to an issue coming out of the chat from Chris S. Texan here. Yum Brands, little financial engineering as we call it here on the show. They popped it to 76.45 in yesterday's session. They found nothing but sellers when it came into the regular market. Opened 75.02, hit 522, closed near the low here. Kind of in nowhere on the chart land, gapped into a gap area coming back. What are the Sigma channels telling you on Yum Brands? YUM.
Okay, I'm just looking at it right here. So let me bring the shot a little bit closer here on our screen. Let's go to daily and weekly. That's what really matters. It's tough to read what their open is post-earnings. But we've had a couple of really nasty weekly bars 3 weeks ago. That's an outside bar, and it's huge. That bar was 13 handles. From about 83, 84. I don't trade the stock. I had a girlfriend who was involved with the companies that they were involved with. So she's got some holdings, so that's my regular fee, which is probably out by now. But the 70 on the bottom, maybe a little bit lower, was a 3 sigma I did. The top was, in 1 week, they went from 0 sig to negative 3 6 plus. I mean, further below negative. On the weekly, that's it. Now, what one of my rules is always respect long bars. That long bar is saying something. Of course, you can see the volume. Volume shot through the roof. Now, let's zero in on the daily. I always start with anything going back down. We do have some buy coming in here from that big jump down. And we actually, on the daily, it's negative 4 sigma. So that's a good flush. This was on, looks to be like 6 or 7. Yeah, that's what I was doing actually in Naples. It was October 7th. That was a huge flush. If you look at it, we're slowly pulling up, slowly. And I think what's happening is that you're seeing a gradual push of it right now. Overnight, I'm not too concerned about it. I think you're going to see continuation still going up a little bit further up.
Fari, thoughts on Tesla here? Got the beats there yesterday, did bounce off the lows, got all the way down to 202. It's trading down another $3.50 here this morning on a tape that's trading higher here, so I don't like the relative strength in Tesla here. I don't think it's had any relative strength at all as of late in the last month. Is this eventually going to be a buy down here somewhere, TSLA? What are your Sigma channels telling you on Tesla?
Okay. First of all, there was a news last night on NBC News about the consumer reports on the cars.
Yeah.
And it didn't get much of a decent rating at all. Even though this thing is like, it's like a Windows. They can remotely update your Windows, right, as they've done for years. Then they can remotely update your Tesla car, your software in there. It's had a huge problem, chart-wise, getting over 200 bar the last 3 days. We had a big bar yesterday. We were at -2. We touched, came back, closed -1.5. On the way down, 2.5 days, almost we hit -3, so flush. It was beginning to roll up until we do what's called an LBR, that's window Rashki. LBR flag tires. We come down hard, we rotate, begin to pick up to the upside, CIs turn positive, then we come to some barrier. This time it's 200 bar. 1, 2, 3, and then we drop. That's all I call retest failure. Retest failure is auction theory. When you see that, you got to sell this thing. So yesterday was very mechanical, in my opinion. And maybe the news, I don't know what time the news came out. Obviously, I probably accelerated it because, and yesterday was a little bit doji day market-wise. We're kind of keep holding it steady this morning, from what I can tell. But generally speaking, that was classic one. That was the LBR. You drop down hard, you begin to get some leg, level out, come to some sort of barrier, and then boom, they snap it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you think Consumer Reports are beginning to learn to read charts. I don't know. Why did they manage to get that day report out today? Yesterday? That was a killer release of their news for them. And as I said, according to NBC News, they didn't get as high of a rating as one would expect from somebody like Elon Musk and a product like Tesla. So, wish them luck. But I think the stock has got some work to do on the downside.
Fari, one more here before we let you go. Google going to report earnings tomorrow night. What are your thoughts on Google? Got the beats there yesterday. Facebook got the beats. Amazon got the beats ahead of the reports here. What are your thoughts here on Google going to tomorrow night's report?
Taylor, what's your clearance?
Pardon me?
What's your clearance, Taylor? I mean, this is a hot trade. This is the one I put $300 on 2 years ago. But took out 11,000.
I remember
you
that.
Want me to, do
Well,
you want
tell
me
me
to
about-
give you all my secrets now?
Right
Murray,
now.
you gotta
I
write,
want to put
Murray, you gotta
$300
write
on
the
this
check.
make 12,000.
You gotta write the check, Murray. You gotta write the check. Hold on. Let's see what we
Give
can.
us that
First of all,
$300 trade for 12 grand.
Pardon me? You want
We
one of
wanna-
those? Okay, here.
Lotto
Here's the thing.
style.
That wasn't all select, exactly. Here's what we're going to do, first of all, strategy-wise. And then I'll give you some parameters. Real quick. I know what I'm
Okay.
We do 2 trades on these things. Because one, because we have a population that's trading options. But we can't go out there and just give lottos. Lottos are tough to get in. There's little time because of liquidity. Tough to get out. And you got to do it at the very, very last minute. If you find them, if they line up. Because lotto is based on mispricing. You got to find something that's not working on the pricing based on your projections and your way of looking at things. Well, I've come up with a thing for it. I figured out what do I have to do in the last half an hour. So we always do a trade early in the day, like around noon tomorrow. We'll go to a Google Watch. First thing we do a bread and butter trade. That is, there's a good chance of getting you get interest, good chance of making a positive return, and everybody's happy. You make 50%, 60%, something like that. Then the second trade is, it still goes to everybody, but we mark it. Hey, this is a lot of trades. It's not for everybody. And remember, getting in is not going to be easy. Getting out is going to be even tougher. We get half a point away to get out that time. We had full 10-point range. We couldn't get out. We priced at 9.5 when we went out. It was a 10-point spread. And we were going to trade 10 minutes. We got in the trade at 250, 251. By the time the bell rang, and Google immediately reports, by the time the bell rang, that was it. We knew our fate. The numbers came and exploded. So, now what range do I look at for tomorrow? Yeah, I think everybody's thinking possibly that you said the FB. Did you say FB missed?
No,
it got hit yesterday.
You know what, Fari? We are up against a break here, so we're going to have to let you go. We've been on the line with Fari Hamzei of Hamzei Analytics. He's a unique.
I'll post it for you guys.
A unique. Okay, you posted up a unique options and futures trader. Thanks for joining us, Fari.